it's not until we change our minds and purify ourselves to be those beautiful, loving, calm, honourable souls again, that nature will come good again, the world will come good again.
I'm from the Blue Mountains Baha'i community and also a member of the interfaith group. It's an honor to be with you today. I appreciate the opportunity. As Jessica said, we are spiritual beings and we're having a physical experience.
One of the very great things that is happening in the 20th and 21st century is the growth of consciousness that is spreading throughout our global earth. I have noticed, especially in the last 50 years of my life, that this has been happening every day, and we can thank this growth to science and the worldwide growth in technology. Every day science is telling us about our expanding universe. I remember in 1988 when I was studying in the States that people were beginning to think that there was another galaxy besides our own Milky Way. Now we know there are 2 trillion galaxies. These galaxies average an estimated 100 million stars. They range in size from dwarf galaxies with less than 1,000 stars to the largest galaxies called supergiants with 100 trillion stars. Not only that, but this universe of ours is also expanding every second. And the further away from the centre, the faster the expanding. We know that in every second, new life is coming to birth. Today's scientists tell us that nearly 14 billion years ago, the big hot cosmic bang took place from something maybe as big as a pinhead. Imagine, if you can, that small something held the potential for this whole magnificent universe in which we live. The marvellous thing that is happening with us as we become aware of the mind-boggling, ever-evolving creation in which we live is that our understanding of the ultimate mystery that initiated it all has for us expanded beyond measure too. For 96% of humanity's time on Earth, humans thought that the universe was flat, that below was a big deep, and above was a wall of stars. Many of our early voyagers thought that as they sailed toward the horizon, they would be in danger of tipping off. With this understanding of Earth, many people thought that God, who created it all, lived up above the wall of stars and was very remote. With our new consciousness emerging, we realise that our Creator God is not remote, but intimately entwined with the whole of creation and intimately entangled with each one of us in that creation, and also with everything in it, every atom, every wave of energy in this vast, complex and magnificent universe in which we have the privilege of living. Not only that, the evolutionary God is not old, but is ever young and ever new, and is calling us each day to a future of new life, even after death. This is a universe that cares for each one of us each second of the day. So it deserves to be nurtured and cared for by us in return. As our consciousness of the world increases, we understand with an ever deepening clarity our interdependence and interconnectivity with every creature, every particle of growth, every human, every atom in this universe. We also know, with increasing concern, that many do not understand our interconnectivity and are harming this planet on which we live. In some ways, Christianity might have to take some of the blame. It comes from a misunderstanding of the Genesis story. Some Bibles have the impression that humans were given dominion over all creatures, instead of God's true meaning, which was to take care of the earth and its creatures. Also, some Christian preachers have told their people, sometimes in no uncertain terms, that because of Adam and Eve's sin, they were born sinners, and they were born into a fallen world. Because people had this mindset, they could see nothing wrong in chopping down forests that purify the air we breathe, poisoning our water systems, polluting our air with chemicals, and using up our arable land. They also could see no reason to protect the wildlife that roams our land and swims in our seas. In Australia, 100 of the 237 endemic species are declared extinct. The global wildlife populations have fallen 69%. When we think of these things and learn of wars, of genocides, of starvation of millions, including little children, our hearts are torn with sorrow and concern. But we cannot let ourselves be overburdened and weighed down by despair, for the goodness of our world is far greater than its evil. We say to ourselves, what can I do to help this world in which I live? Firstly, we need to remind ourselves that this wonderful universe of ours was born out of love. A love so profound that it is the core energy of the universe. We catch glimpses of it in the beauty of our landscapes, the vistas of outer space on our televisions, and in the faces of those we love. Learning of our new story of the universe has helped us realise that we are people of blessing, and it is love that birthed us on this earth, and it is love that nurtures us with life. As our consciousness deepens and we mature more as human beings, we realise we cannot close our eyes or block our ears to what is going on in our world. But we are invited to join a revolution that is centred in the transformative power of love. One of the best ways of doing this is by joining what Brian Swim calls heroic communities, ones that foster compassion, justice, care of the needy, creative imaginings, ways of life-giving thinking, ways of contemplating the wonders of the world in the small and the large, the weird and the wonderful. From such communities ripples out life, healing and joy to our world where it's needed most. This will lead to new ways of growing our food, building our homes, making art, deepening our relationships, praying together, strengthening our wisdom traditions, and also bringing healing to our Mother Earth. We will learn to listen to the land and learn from her wisdom. Then we won't fear the future. We will create it. We will revel in the beauty, grandeur, magnificence and wonder of this universe and raise our hearts and voices in joyful gratitude, because this universe is our home. Thank you.
Beautiful.